I am Charles, the third of my name to ascend to the throne of England. My story begins not at the moment of my coronation, but decades earlier, in a time of great change and turmoil, a time that shaped the man I would become. The years between 1936 and 1952, though not directly tied to my reign, mark a pivotal era in the history of my family and my country, one that profoundly influenced the monarch I am today. In 1936, England found itself at the center of an unprecedented constitutional crisis. My great-uncle, King Edward VIII, abdicated the throne to marry Wallis Simpson, an American divorcee, an act deemed incompatible with his role as sovereign. The scandal shook the monarchy to its core, leaving my grandfather, George VI, to unexpectedly take the throne. As a boy born years later, I would grow up in the shadow of this seismic event, its consequences woven into the fabric of my upbringing. George VI, my grandfather, was a reluctant king but a determined one. His reign coincided with the dark years of the Second World War. The Blitz devastated London, yet my grandparents remained steadfast at Buckingham Palace, a symbol of resilience for a battered nation. Though I would not be born until 1948, the stories of his courage, along with the stoic support of my grandmother, Queen Elizabeth, became foundational lessons in my understanding of duty and sacrifice. By the time I entered the world in 1948, my mother, Princess Elizabeth, was already deeply immersed in her role as the heir apparent. Britain was rebuilding itself from the ashes of war, and my family worked tirelessly to support the people, visiting factories, touring the Commonwealth, and re-establishing a sense of unity and purpose. My earliest memories are tinged with the quiet determination that surrounded my mother and father as they prepared for the responsibilities that lay ahead. My first years were spent under the watchful eye of the British public, yet my childhood was not without joy. Windsor Castle and Balmoral were places of adventure, where I discovered a love for nature and the arts, passions that would remain with me throughout my life. My parents, though often occupied with royal duties, ensured that I understood the importance of service, education, and tradition. It was an upbringing steeped in both privilege and responsibility. In 1952, everything changed. My grandfather, George VI, passed away at the age of 56, a man worn down by the weight of wartime leadership and the burdens of kingship. My mother ascended the throne as Queen Elizabeth II, and with her coronation came a new era for the monarchy. For me, this marked the beginning of a life inexorably tied to the crown. Though I was only a child, the gravity of the moment was not lost on me. My mother's dedication to her role became my first and most enduring example of what it means to serve. The period from 1936 to 1952 was one of transformation, for my family, for Britain, and for the world. It was a time of upheaval and renewal, of challenges met with courage and determination. These years laid the groundwork for the modern monarchy and instilled in me a profound sense of duty. They are the chapters of a story that shaped not only my mother's reign but also the values and vision I bring to my own. As I reflect on those years, I see not just the milestones and the crises but also the enduring spirit of a nation and a family united in service. This spirit is my inheritance, one I strive to honor every day as King Charles III.